Sell the team. That's what some Rockies fans have wanted and chanted for years. Today, the team's owners, the Monforts, took a step in that direction by bringing in Kerry and Greg Penner, the majority owners of the Broncos. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. The Penners have bought a 40% share in the Rockies organization, making them the largest minority owner. So while the Monforts still control the team, this is a big partnership between two legendary families in Denver sports.
Fans, to say the least, are thrilled.
The Penners are buying 40% of the Rockies. That is good news. That is really good news.
I want to cheer for the Rockies, but it's hard to when we're not winning.
It's going to make them more aggressive, I think, and I think it's going to make bring some excitement back to the ballpark. I was here 2 days ago.
All right, so let's bring in our 9 News Bronco insider, Mike Kliss, who also spent years covering the Rockies. So as you mentioned earlier today, I think like around noon, Mike, now we need, is it Broncos insider, Rockies insider? Should we combine them? I'm not sure. What should we do there?
Double insider?
Double insider.
Well, they should merge, maybe merge. That seems to be the word around here. But yeah, it combines the two. And the Penners, I would caution. I know everyone's excited about this, and rightly so. This is good news for the Rockies and for the Penners too, because the Rockies, they're good business people. Obviously, they didn't get to where they were by making bad business decisions. They see a Rockies franchise that even when they're 43 and 119, like they were last year, they see them draw 35,000 to 40,000 fans a night during the summer months of June, July, and August. I mean, this is a good business, a good, solid business. It needs some changes. I'm sure the Penners want baseball to restructure its salary cap situation, its revenue sharing, and that's coming up after this season. Dick Monfort at the forefront of that, trying to get a new economic structure for Major League Baseball to get it a little closer to what it is in the NFL. The NFL is really a good business because of the salary cap and revenue sharing. But yes, the Penners with the 40%. The Monforts still have complete control of the Rockies. Walker Monfort just became president. He's the son of Dick Monfort. He's going to be around for a long time, so no immediate plans at all to transfer power of the Rockies to the Penners. But they're there, and they have an infusion. They paid off all the debt, and now the Rockies can start off financially on much more stable footing going forward.
I'm not sure that you can make this correlation, but I'm going to try. When they stepped in with the Broncos, they had a good team, and they'd made it a very good team. And they see the power of sports in Denver and the value of sports for everyone in this city. So it is a smart investment. If you got the money, make the investment.
Yeah, and here's what's on the Penners' plates right now. They've got a team that was in the Final Four in the NFL, so they got a very solid team. By the way, I guess I would debate a little bit that they were a good team when they took over. They were a terrible team when they took over. They were, basically they're 5-12, and with the Hackett and Russell Wilson season when they took over, and they made it into a Final Four team with the hiring of Sean Payton. The drafting. And then, they got a new stadium coming, football stadium in 2031. They've got a new training facility and headquarters that's going to open in June. What else do they? Now they have the Rockies. Boy, their plates are full, and they just want more and more, it seems.
They weren't a good team, but I think it was a good organization. Let's put it that way. You're right, Mike. So,
okay, yeah,
I was giving them
I'll
that.
agree there.
They were.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll agree with that.
We'll give them that. All right. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
We're taking a live look outside right now. We need some moisture. We've been saying that for months, and today could be our best chance. Getting some showers headed into the weekend. We could use a downpour, but it looks like showers. Senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi is with us now. And Chris, we're talking about like intermittent showers, nothing steady, right?
Yeah, nothing too substantial yet. I would say right now we're seeing a lot more bark than bite with what we're seeing in the metro area. We just showed you what it looks like out there. This is what it looks like here. Southwest Metro, few raindrops may be falling here from Ken Carroll, Littleton on north to about Golden and Red Rocks. Again, We're talking about a few drops of rain, but nothing too substantial at this point. Branching things on out, the majority of the action right now in South Park along 285 near Fairplay, Jefferson, and north over Hoosier Pass into the I-70 corridor. We're seeing some rain, and way up there above 10, 11,000 feet, you are seeing some snow right now. But a closer look in once again here at the metro area. Not much yet, but I do suspect this will fill in the next hour, hour and a half with some showers and a few claps of thunder across the metro area, with some rain likely to move through between now and 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then things clear out this evening. But we'll see another chance for showers tomorrow, and then another chance for some rain for Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning, which will likely be accompanied by some mountain snow as well. I'll tell you about that coming up in just a few minutes.
The Boulder County Sheriff's Office is trying to identify a woman who was nearly killed by lightning on a walking path in Superior. This happened last night in a neighborhood just west of Flatiron Crossing. The Sheriff's Office says people nearby heard a loud boom and then found the woman lying under a tree that had been struck by lightning. They say the woman wasn't breathing, and the people who found her started CPR. Deputies arrived and were able to bring her pulse back. And then they took her to the hospital, of course. The woman wasn't carrying any ID, and the lightning severely damaged her cell phone. Now the sheriff's office needs help trying to figure out who she is.
The things that we're asking the community is if they could check their security cameras between 4:30 p.m. yesterday on April 9th until about 5:39 when we got this initial report. If we're able to get a photograph of her through that security camera, that would be really good in order to show the public.
And the sheriff's office says they believe the woman is in her 20s, 5'5" tall, with red or auburn hair, 3 butterfly tattoos on her upper right arm. They say she was wearing a dark windbreaker jacket, green running shirt, black running shorts. If you know who this woman is, call the Boulder County Sheriff's Office. 4 very brave and talented astronauts who circled the moon are on their final approach back to Earth, with the splashdown of the Orion capsule expected just about 2 hours from now. You may not know a large portion of that spacecraft was designed right here in Colorado.
Today, 9 News reporter Evan Krugel caught up with one of the lead engineers to see how he's doing tonight.
Ignition and liftoff.
4 astronauts who left Earth 10 days ago are now entering one of the most dangerous parts of their journey, the trip home. And the team that helped get them there
I'm nervous.
is feeling the pressure.
And tonight, yeah, it's going to be very nerve-wracking.
Matt Cox built the brain of the Orion capsule, writing the software that keeps astronauts alive and on course. It was designed and tested right here in Colorado at Lockheed Martin.
You could pick up your phone right now, even if you're a 5th grader, and write some software to move some things around. It's a little different, but not a whole lot different. And then we test it, right? We put all those pieces together.
Matt makes it sound easy, but getting Orion to the moon required countless tests at Lockheed Labs and nearly 1 million lines of computer code.
But it's really making the right choices on what it needs to do, programming it to do that, and making sure you got it right through testing.
He's been working toward this 10-day mission for the past 6 years, and says all that work was worth it to see these images from space.
The crew seeing those eclipse pictures, seeing those moon pictures, seeing those Earth pictures, seeing the excitement around the country and around the world is pretty special. And I'm sure in the weeks ahead it'll become clear how spectacular this has all been.
Tonight, he'll watch splashdown with colleagues at a Lockheed lab, waiting for the moment all that code brings 4 astronauts safely home. In Highlands Ranch, Evan Krugel, 9 News.
Evan, thank you. And Matt's team is already working on Artemis 3, which is tentatively scheduled to launch at some point next year.
It's like a baby, right?
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Watching the baby grow up,
right.
Let him go. Splashdown of Artemis 2 is scheduled for just after 6 p.m. tonight. There is a special report covering everything as it happens over on KTVD, Channel 20.